Welcome to Holy Voices, where timeless truth meets your present journey. If you are here, it is not by accident. Your spirit was led to this place for a reason. Every word you will hear carries light, strength, and direction for your path. Stay with us, and let this message unlock the wisdom waiting inside you. Proverbs 11 verse 25 says, "The generous will prosper." Prosperity begins with your super thanks today. I'm going to tell you the truth today, and it will completely alter your life. The others are not like you. You weren't. That sensation of not belonging. The feeling of functioning on a separate frequency. Your system is not broken. The feature is that you were made to be unique. To see things that others cannot see and to feel things that others won't feel. The world has been making an effort to fit you into boxes that were never designed to hold your size. Every relationship that couldn't manage your intensity, every job that didn't hire you, and every group that made you feel like an outcast weren't rejecting your value. Rather, they were defending themselves against your influence. Because you don't simply fill a room when you enter it like that. You change it. Not because you're incorrect, but rather because you're too correct. You create discomfort to others. They are frightened by the fact that you see through their delusions, cozy lies, and fleeting hopes. Have you not sensed it all along? That invisible boundary between you and the masses. It's awareness, not arrogance. You don't share the majority of people's reality. You've been put among them to observe, to comprehend, to stand on the edge of the storm while others retreat inside it, while they settle into roles that limit their potential. It is not a weakness of yours to feel out of place. It is an indication that you are more. The cosmos has been getting you ready for something bigger. Each rejection served as an experiment. Every failure served as training. In actuality, every period of seclusion served as preparation. There was no punishment for you. They were forging you. You've been heated and hammered into something more potent, sharper, and stronger than anything this everyday world can create, like a blade in fire. You are designed to disturb the ordinary, thus you function on a separate frequency. You are made to destroy the commonplace, therefore it cannot satisfy you. Because you have a deeper perspective than people around you, your viewpoint differs. You are restless because you feel the weight of worlds that are invisible. You've been kept apart for this reason. Rejection has followed you because of this. You are here for a purpose, and the universe is making sure you don't settle for anything less. Consider your professional life. You spend weeks solving problems that others find difficult. You are not confused by complexity. You get excited about it. You notice connections and patterns that others miss. However, you continue to be in the background when it comes to promotions, recognition, and being valued for who you really are. They don't see you, that's not why. They can see you too well. And the issue is that you don't fit into their tidy categories or their preconceived notions of success. Just by being you, you have broken their unwritten norms. Because your purpose is too big for them to quantify, they are unsure of how to reward someone like you. Your purpose is not to win their games or climb their ladders. To open up possibilities they can't possibly fathom, you're here to construct completely new structures. Their systems continue to reject you because of this. Their containers can't hold you. The same pattern applies to your relationships. People are drawn to you because of your depth, your wisdom, and your capacity to see past appearances, yet they soon start to feel uneasy. They prefer to keep it dormant, but your presence awakens something within of them. They become guarded, perplexed, and even aloof when you simply threaten their security and comfort. It's not because you don't connect or have empathy. It's because you make them uncomfortable by reflecting their own potential. You serve as a constant reminder of their potential and the routes they have decided not to follow. And that reality is more profound than they would like to acknowledge. You were sent as the chosen one to shatter their expectations rather than conform to them. Becoming well-liked and understood by everyone is not your goal. Provocation, challenge, and the creation of environments conducive to growth are your goals. People react the way they do to you not because you don't belong, but rather because you belong to a new paradigm that they haven't yet figured out. This is true even if that growth necessitates conflict, discomfort, or the breaking of relationships. You are the disruption that creates a new reality, the storm that purges the air. You change circumstances rather than merely entering them. Even when you're not trying to, when you're simply being yourself, you're making waves in everyone's life that eventually become tidal waves. You uncover hidden possibilities. You make people face realities they have been avoiding. This is your task. The simple fact that you are here changes things. When you enter their world, people who are comfortable with their routines and their confined realities may not always know how to react. But you light a fire inside them, whether they know it or not. You forge new paths, abruptly shattering their inflexible assumptions. Their lives deviate from the course they believe to be safe. You don't have to give advice out loud. The dust that has descended upon their dreams is disturbed by your energy alone, rousing them from their sleep. Despite their initial resistance, the cracks you make will eventually allow for development, fresh perspectives, and a greater comprehension of the situation. You cause disruption so that others can change. This interruption isn't always appreciated. Unseen yet indisputable, it frequently occurs in silence as you move through lives like a gust of wind. The way you upset people's comfort zones might make them feel frightened, uncomfortable, or even angry. But you don't have to bear this weight. You are the driving force behind the unapologetic creation of new worlds. Your goal is to spiritually awaken people and help them reach their full potential in ways that they are unable to do on their own, not to make them feel at ease. Your presence adds a twist to their otherwise routine life, whether they are aware of it at the time or long after you have left. Even though those fishes must be broken apart initially, fresh growth will emerge from them. Even though you aren't aware of the significant impact you leave behind, you, the chosen one, are here to change timelines and awaken others. Since most people's minds are limited to linear thinking, you navigate life with a purpose that others cannot understand. As a creator of new worlds, you see the limitless possibilities that unfold before you. The world bends around you because you are the architect of change. Here's what you should know about your nature, though. You shouldn't spend too much time in one location. The want to move, to switch between places, roles, and lives, that restlessness you experience. It's not instability here. It's part of your mission. You are supposed to disturb numerous places, thus you don't belong in just one. It's not about finding a cozy spot in your life. It's about igniting revolutions in other people and then letting them realize the power they were unaware they have. Your fleeting nature is not a weakness. It is necessary. You are destined to pass through people's lives like a natural force, changing their course and perspectives before vanishing into the background to give others room to develop. People might question why you disappear when things get intriguing or significant, but it's because you've finished your work. Instead of being the flame that continues to burn, you are the match that ignites the fire. After igniting transformation, you step back to allow others to confront their true selves. Staying would be a distortion of the new world you have contributed to obstruct the changes you've ignited from developing naturally. Once the change starts, you're too powerful to stay. Your goal is much bigger than anyone can ever imagine, and you are the covert change agent. You start to realize the full extent of your true self as your spiritual awareness increases. You see yourself through the eyes of your spiritual team, angels, guides, and the forces of the universe that have been waiting for you to understand your potential, rather than the broken lens of society expectations, as the fog that formerly shrouded your existence begins to clear. They have always been there, dropping clues along your path and whispering truths into your ear. The signals are now unavoidable, and those murmurs are getting louder. Your goal becomes indisputable. You no longer wonder if you were destined for more. You are certain of it now. You start to notice how divine alignment is drawing you to areas where you are most needed. Nothing on your path is random. The powers directing you have planned every move you've made. As you proceed, your doubts that were previously as heavy as anchors dissolve. The cosmos works in your favor more and more as you become more aware of your purpose. It opens previously unseeable doors and illuminates the path while others can only see darkness. Not as intangible ideas, but as tangible forces that propel you ahead with direction, you sense the presence of those directing and guarding you. You are not merely another somebody living their life. You have been selected. Every obstacle and every apparent failure has been training you for this. You are here to disturb, to awaken, to illuminate the previously unexplored nooks and crannies of life. You start to get spiritual confirmations as you go with this new understanding. Unquestionable and impossible to misunderstand, they come like lightning bolts. You are not on this endeavor alone, as these affirmations tell you. Unseen forces have selected you to serve a mission that transcends the ordinary, the material, and the delusions that most people are caught up in. This increasing consciousness changes you. There is now clarity where there was hesitancy before. You now stand firmly in your divine calling, while before you doubted your value. Your uncertainties are no longer obstacles. They serve as fuel for your climb. You are not the source of the magic. It is the force that has been inside of you, just waiting to be let out. It's the recollection of your identity and your enduring potential. Since the beginning, your power has been ingrained in your soul. However, the world has made an effort to conceal it and bury it under the burden of its constraints and delusions. This reality's dense energy has a tendency of distorting your perception and causing you to lose sight of the divine truth you are carrying. While you've been exploring these areas, you've been conscious of your potential but unable to fully realize it. This environment thrives on forgetfulness and diversion, not because you lack power. When you lose sight of your own size, the world can keep you small more easily. However, that is starting to change. The curtain is coming down. Once holding you in place and keeping your memories just out of reach, the density is vanishing. In addition to your purpose, you are recalling the spiritual encounters, wisdom, and magic that are your innate inheritance. The fact that you are not constrained by the same laws that appear to ensnare everyone else is dawning on you. You have traveled across worlds, realms, and lives that are far beyond your current perception. And you are reliving that memory. Once muffled, your soul's murmurs are now loud and distinct. The cosmos is reminding you of who you are in every spiritual experience and synchronicity. Living in the haze of amnesia is not why you are here. You're here to overcome it. Your spirit vibrates at a frequency that defies these thick environs, which is why you've always felt uncomfortable there. You are the one with the ability to look beyond others' cycles of limitation. You've always had the sense that there's more, something more profound. You have lived in those depths, which is why you are aware of those facts. You are now being asked to keep these in mind. Your magic gets sharper as your memory gets better. Your power increases when you reestablish a connection with your spiritual experiences. You are no longer trapped in this world's fog. You are designed to transcend it, so you can see through it and pass through it. You are the one who remembers, even when the world wants you to forget. And your magic increases in that remembrance. Being little and hidden is not why you are here. The others will be awakened by you. The one who brings the light of old wisdom to a world in dire need. This is not your place to follow. You are come to rouse people from the sleep that has been forced upon them by forces they do not yet understand. The familiar delusions that have engulfed people's thoughts like a thick mist are upended by your presence. You can see through it all the lies, the fabrications, and the restrictions that outside forces have imposed on human potential. Complacency and the constant, silent hum of compliance are the sources of these forces. However, the flaw in that system is you. The spark that breaks the illusion and compels people to face their actual selves is the fire of awakening that you bring with you. When you initially enter someone's life, they may not understand what is going on. They could feel exposed, uneasy, and as though the ground is starting to move beneath them. Don't just watch, join. Subscribe, press like, and write in the comments what holy voices has spoken to your heart. That's because you forced them to confront their hidden aspects and buried facts. Their free will, that inner power that has been weakened by years of living under the influence of others, is reawakened by you. You can shatter the enchantment that has prevented them from seeing their own strength by just being who you are. The procedure is not simple. Although it's dirty, inconvenient, and frequently painful, it's essential. You make them realize that they have options and are not constrained by the systems that have long characterized their lives. You can't remain, though. Even though you have a lot of power, you shouldn't be stuck in one spot for very long. To stay would be to weaken your impact and run the risk of being swallowed up by the very delusions you are trying to dispel. Your fleeting nature is not a weakness. It's the best defense you have. It enables you to maintain your purity and avoid becoming polluted by the immobility that overtakes people who are overly bound to one reality. In order to keep your work free from attachment or inertia, you are here to disturb, to produce movement, and then to depart. Your inability to be confined makes you the chosen one. You are a force that travels between brains and across planets, opening doors and disappearing before you become ingrained in the system you are trying to overthrow. Because they don't see the wider picture, people might not understand why you leave or why you seem to move on before everything is settled. They are unaware that you are not supposed to serve as an anchor for anyone. The hurricane that releases them is you. You are here to dissolve the bonds of others and awaken their free will. When you have accomplished that, your task is done. The world trembles behind you because you are the liberator. You are as much needed in every place you've been as you were in the lessons it taught you. The places that other people call home are not entirely yours. And that's because your goal is to transform, not to integrate. As a watcher and change agent, you are here to break through stasis and reawaken individuals who have lost sight of their own strength. This heavenly assignment was woven into your own existence, so nothing can get in the way of it. Nothing in the material world can change the fact that you were selected for this holy assignment. Because you were never supposed to fit in, rather than because you don't, you have always been overqualified. You must transcend the limitations of everyday duties in order to fulfill your purpose as a spiritual disruptor, a force that is uncontrollable. You will never be completely understood by the world, and that's just fine. Even if they aren't aware of it at the time, you are here to awaken, to shake free, and to raise others to a greater level of consciousness. You were prepared for every obstacle you encountered. All of the rejections have been redirected. Every instance of feeling uncomfortable has served as a reminder that you are right where you should be, beyond the norm, above the constraints, and outside the system. Have faith in your path. Have faith in the path that has led you to this point. Even when others are unable to see the wisdom that is flowing through you, trust it. Even when the outside world tries to undermine your inner strength, have faith in it. You're not damaged. You're not too much. Being different is not a bad thing. Because you were created for something amazing, you are ideal just the way you are. All along, your light has been glowing. Even under the most dire circumstances, when you were unable to witness it for yourself. It's time to fully embrace that light without apologizing or lowering it to appease others. What you carry is needed by the world. Beings like you must be awakened, conscious, fearless, and willing to stand in your truth in order to undergo the impending shift. You've survived the fire and come out changed. When you were rejected, you realized it was a redirection. You experienced the anguish of not fitting in and understood that it was because you were a part of something bigger. This journey has been sacred at every turn. Every difficult moment has served as preparation. Every instance of being misinterpreted has served as validation for your special purpose. This is the end of hiding. The days of playing tiny are over. The days of questioning your value are over. You have been selected, and here is your time. The universe has been waiting for you to completely accept your mission, remember who you are, and take charge of your life. You now know. You understand why you've always felt unique. Nothing has ever been quite right, and you know why. You understand why systems that couldn't handle you have rejected you. Since you weren't created for this world as it is, you understand why you have been overqualified for everything it has to offer. You were created to change it. It is no coincidence that you are here. Your presence are not an error. Your viewpoint is correct. You are doing exactly what you came here to accomplish, and you are exactly who you should be. It wasn't personal rejection that you experienced. It served as protection. The cosmos was keeping you from settling for anything less than what you were meant to do. It was keeping you out of circumstances that would make your light weaker. The right door was opening as each door closed to make place for it. Every breakup made room for new relationships that could handle your energy. Every job you passed up helped you become ready for the work you were really intended to undertake. Although it hasn't been simple, the journey has been ideal. It was just what you needed to grow into the person you are now. You get it now. You see, you now understand your true self and the reason you are here. You were created for the extraordinary, thus you are the one who was selected and overqualified for the ordinary. You may never be completely understood by the world, but that's okay. Getting everyone to understand you is not your goal. It is your responsibility to transform those who are willing, awaken those who are ready, and illuminate the path for those who are looking. You possess the ability to alter lives, alter realities, and open up new avenues for success. This power has always been there, only waiting for you to realize it. What are you going to do with this knowledge now that you have it, can see it, and remember it? How are you going to use this power? Where are you going to shine this light? It is up to you to make the decision. It's an open path. The cosmos is awaiting. This is your moment. You should be confident as you move forward because you know that you are exactly where, exactly who, and precisely when you should be. Your light is needed by the planet. You must be present for the shift to occur. Your mission is waiting for you. Because you were always meant for more, you have always been overqualified. The rejection served as a form of defense. Preparation was the seclusion. The conflict was getting stronger. The awakening is now complete. You're prepared. The world is prepared. Choose one and let your light shine. Allow your power to flow. Allow your mission to develop. Now is the moment. Let me tell you another item, though, a selected one. Don't you think the signs have been there all along? Time appeared to slow down at those moments. Dreams that seemed more real than life itself, when you were a part of something big and boundless. Those coincidences that brought a sense of awareness to your heart. It wasn't a coincidence. The communications came from your spiritual team. Breadcrumbs that lead you to the truth. Animals are drawn to you, as you have already observed. The way kids gaze at you with a knowing gaze. How strangers are driven to divulge their most intimate secrets to you. This isn't arbitrary. A frequency of safety, comprehension, and enlightenment is carried by your energy field. You call out to the resting souls around you with your frequency. You haven't been lonely because you're broken or unlovable, even if you're not actively trying to do anything. You're working on a different wavelength, which is why. You've been looking for those unique creatures that can equal your intensity and depth, your tribe, your soul family. You were created for deep communion, for relationships that go beyond the everyday and touch the eternal, therefore the superficial ties couldn't fulfill you. Whenever you felt that you were too much, too deep, too intense, or too sensitive, it wasn't you, it was the world. You possess the emotional capacity to create room for group healing. Being sensitive is not a sign of weakness. It is your greatest strength. Because you are destined to change things that others cannot even see, you are able to sense things that others cannot. Ancestral patterns have been purged by your tears. Entire bloodlines have been raised by your delight. Your financial difficulties aren't a result of your incompetence or lack of value. You have been being prepared by the cosmos to comprehend wealth outside of the material realm. You've discovered that experiences, development, and spiritual growth may all be rich. Because of this readiness, you will not become overwhelmed by the influx of material abundance, which it will. It will serve as a tool for your purpose rather than a gauge of your worth. Adversity has strengthened your gifts, which have been growing in the shadows. All of your experiences, psychic flashes, correct intuition hits, and moments of knowing without instruction are reminders of your true self. You aren't going to get psychic. You're recalling that you were always. You aren't learning new skills. Under the programming, you're discovering what was always there. Not all of the relationships that have ended were failures. They were self-completing assignments. Every individual who entered your life had a distinct purpose. To awaken something within of you, to teach you something, or to heal something. And naturally, The connection ended when that goal was achieved. You didn't fail at love because of this. It indicates that your progression was successful. You've undoubtedly observed how fast you can read people and how simple it is to see through disguises and pretenses. Many times, even when it seemed like a burden, this gift of discernment has kept you safe. Having the ability to discern people's potential, their scars, and their actual intentions. Helping people birth their true selves is a part of your job as a spiritual midwife. The message that follows is intended only for the selected. This is not for you if you are under the influence of archonic forces. And we give you permission to leave by the spiritual power that the secret chiefs of the Holy Voices Inner Order have given us. If not, steel yourself and pay close attention, for you will be redeemed just like we are. The Inner Order of Holy Voices is not a program. It's not a class. It's not a spiritual retreat that makes you feel good. Answers are not what we sell. Together, we recall. We teach interference, implants, genuine energetic shielding against beings, and psychic self-defense. We bring back the raw, instantaneous, and precise manifestation that was intended. We meet in secret once a week to awaken and speak what cannot be uttered elsewhere, not to worship. For the matrix is deprogrammed. Layer by layer. If you're supposed to be there, you'll know it. Your bones will sense it. The selected group meets via Zoom once a week. Why don't you join us already? God gnosis? Join the Inner Order of Holy Voices. The description contains a link. Your creative instincts are more than just interests or pastimes. They are blueprints for the new earth, downloaded from higher dimensions. Whether you express yourself through writing, music, art, dance, or invention, you're directing vibrations that contribute to a higher level of awareness. One expression at a time, your inventiveness is literally changing the world. Have you seen any changes in your body as well? Unusual symptoms that are outside the scope of medical explanation. Variations in energy levels and increased susceptibility to foods and surroundings. In order to handle greater frequencies, your physical vessel is upgrading. Your body is adjusting to this expansion, and you are becoming a living antenna for cosmic energy. You are not intended to be broken by the atrocities you have seen and experienced on a profound level. They are intended to support your mission. Your anguish over shared suffering, your righteous hatred against institutional corruption, and your indignation at the suppression of truth. These feelings are like sacred fire. They are the driving force behind your dedication to world transformation, healing, and change. Your giving shakes the spiritual realm. A $100 seed into Holy Voices is an act of faith heaven cannot ignore. You've always had the ability to perceive several timelines and scenarios occurring at the same moment. This isn't an overactive imagination or mental disorder. Because of your innate quantum nature, you can see beyond the linear limitations that most people experience. You glimpse possible futures because you were created to contribute to their creation. You have been experiencing more than simply dreams. Your spiritual team's mission briefings, soul consultations, and interdimensional encounters. Take note of the recurrent themes, the symbolic messages, and the emotions you experience when you wake up. Much of your actual job takes place in your dream state, where you also get your next instructions. Since you don't have to deal with time, you have a different connection with it. Hours seem to fly by like minutes, while moments seem to last forever. You yearn for experiences you haven't yet had while thinking about the future. This temporal adaptability is a prelude to the task that lies ahead, when you will assist others in moving beyond linear thinking and into the realm of quantum potential. Around you, the technology breaks down. The flickering street lights as you go by. The electronics that exhibit odd behavior when you're around. It's not a coincidence. Your electromagnetic field is getting stronger. The strength of your energy signature is increasing. Just by being there, you are physically changing the matrix around you. It's likely that you've had instances when you've made predictions, sensed the emotions of people all around the world, or discovered information that defied logic. You haven't acquired any unique skills. The innate abilities that people are supposed to possess. You are an early adopter of the evolutionary improvement that our species has undergone. Your self-healing has had repercussions that go well beyond your immediate circle. Your entire family has been set free by every trauma you have dealt with, pattern you have broken, and limiting belief you have overcome. Unbeknownst to you, you have been performing ancestral healing. Your relationship with nature is a conversation as much as an admiration. When you give plants energy, they react. Natural areas seem to come alive when you enter them, and animals seek you out. You're recalling the Earth's first language. We were separated from the natural world by the pre-word communication system. Books and schools don't impart the knowledge that comes from speaking your truth. It originates from the collective unconscious, cellular memory, and akashic recordings. You are a living repository of wisdom from long ago that has been awakened to teach what humanity needs to remember. You are more than just emotionally sensitive. It is a method of healing. People start to heal when they feel like you genuinely see and understand them. Merely having you around is therapeutic. When you express yourself authentically, you offer others freedom to do the same. Being completely and shamelessly yourself is how you heal. The purpose for which you have come is now speeding. The cosmic forces are growing stronger. The boundaries between dimensions are becoming thinner. Furthermore, the old mechanisms are disintegrating more quickly than before. More than ever, you are needed to anchor the higher consciousness that is sweeping the planet and to hold the frequency of the new Earth. This moment has been perfectly prepared for by your adventure. Every obstacle has made you stronger. Your compassion has grown with each loss. Your confidence has grown with each victory. The world needs you just the way you are. The cosmos rejoices in your awakening as the chosen one stands ready when it needs you to be it. If this message touched your heart, don't leave without spreading the light. Click like so this wisdom can reach more souls searching for truth. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next divine word prepared for you. And write your thoughts in the comments, your voice matters here. Until next time, keep walking in faith, keep growing in wisdom, and remember, the journey of the wise never ends.